Hello again. The location, Eastern Eston Park. The event, 1984 Lombard Junior Kickstart Championship. And as Heat 1 proved to us, this course really is the most difficult that these youngsters have ever had to face in this event. Well, we have two heat for you today, a Senior Division 1 and Junior Division 1. Each will be looking for two finalists to go into the grand final. Adding his expert comment, of course, will be the All-Further Trials champion, Kickstart. I'm going off to the commentary box now, and we'll look at the full lineup for the Senior Division Heat 2. So here's the lineup for Heat 2 Seniors. First, Mike Lanigan, age 14, from Gisborough in Yorkshire. Robert Sartins, 14, from Yeovil in Somerset. Duncan Baxter, who's 14, from Nottingham. Chris Hannant from Wickham in Tyne and Wear, he's 13. Philip Disney from Halifax, he's 13. Mark Norman from Wrexham, who's 15. And it's 14-year-old Mike Lanigan, who starts 2. Gets it underway. Remember, we're looking for two riders from this heat to go through to the final, to join Wayne Braybrook and Julian Ingham from the Senior Heat 1.
When the rider's going through, you can notice the wheel doesn't have to be lifted like the adults had to. You can just ride straight over and keep balanced.
Mike Lanigan here so far. A lot of form, won every round in the East Yorks Centre competitions this year. Champion, East Yorks Centre champion.
It's very important to be nice and smooth here, leaning the bike on the turns, quick acceleration. Notice he didn't get his speed up when he came in that little trough area. He needed to have that coasting.
He got a foot down there, 20 seconds against him.
Very nice.
Very clear, that's excellent through the lock fan. If you miss Heat 1, then you won't know that's caused a tremendous amount of problem. But balance bar causing a problem there. Supposed to stop and get a whistle, and he failed on that. So he's got 40 against it so far. The last obstacle now coming up over an 8-foot drop, and he's into it. So he gets 20 there for coming off, and quite a nasty shake. But he's through there in 103 with 60 to add, makes 163 seconds. Robert Sutton on the line, 14 years old from Yeovil. Several times been here in Kickstart. And quite an aggressive rider and almost coming a cropper there. The ground drying up very quickly though, in spite of the incredible rain we had when the course was first set up. It's now drying out rather well, though the play is still slippery.
The problem is right there in the turn. See, if he could keep his speed and lean the bike in that turn, he could go straight across the off-camber and be sitting all this time right here.
It's a free route they have, get up there, but they must come through the gates. He's through the required gates at the end, but he wasted a lot of time at the bottom of the hill. He certainly goes pretty quickly.
You notice he's being real cautious here too, and that's very good. And look at his acceleration. Close stop, very nice.
He's won over 160 events in the past 4 years. Southwestern champion, 81, 82 and 83, and clear through that fan. My word, that was a good bit of riding.
There wasn't very much hesitation here. I mean, straight through.
Now you look at time in top right-hand corner, remarkably good. Shows his balance, he gets the whistle there and away. And now this drop down, which has caused no problem in Heat 1, and we're not going to cause any this Heat either. But the junior section, they tackle this horse in the opposite direction. And this is a terrific round. It's a clear round. These are Philly at the end. 86.4 clear. Brilliant. This is Duncan Baxter from Nottingham, 14 years old. Time to beat 86.4. It'll take some beating. That's a good job. Not surprising, actually. He's the Southwest long jump champion.
Yeah, he's riding with the new Italian bikes, Beta. It's really one of the only two monoshock bikes now available. The monoshock is really a single shock unit in the rear instead of two.
Been running for 6 years. Comparative late starter at age 8. Now 14. And he clears so far. This little section known to us as the saplings, and have to weave around them there. It's incredibly muddy at the bottom, isn't it, Jack?
Oh, it certainly is, and it's all going to be using large gears and really able to spin the tire, which also unloads the mud which is in the tire.
Now, can he fly this? Yes, he can. Ooh, and he's off. And very unfortunate. He's just not quite out of the gate before he fell over, so he gets penalty there. Very unfortunate. Clear of the gun barrel, and now coming to the balance section, where he must wait for his whistle, which he gets, and the foot down there. just a little bit too eager. Robert Sargent's such a cracking pace previously that perhaps it's just pushing back to just that little bit too hard.
They're making this look awfully easy right here, but when they get up there, it's a long way up.
101.2, but he's got 40 to add, makes 141.2. From Wickham in Tyne and Wear, this is Chris Hannant, age 13. It's his third year run in Kickstart.
It's very well. You can notice the riders have the really good form of the ones that the hips don't move, but just see the knees and the elbow bending.
Neat control.
Very good.
And now look at this bank. From this angle, you'll see just how steep it is. The correct line, as Jack would say, would have been to have carried on straight after going around that clump of trees. He's taking the extra time. He uses up about 10 seconds, but at least guarantees he gets up the bank.
So saying with that, the elbows and knees, when he comes around here with his left hand, the right hand turn, should notice when he gets in, the left hand elbow should bend. There it was.
And he put his foot down at 20 against him. Almost every section is foot up, so the riders getting nearer and nearer pure trials. And beautifully ridden, foot down after he was out of the gate, so that counts clear. Across the gun barrel, in amongst the trees. It's a beautiful course section actually, this. And he's waiting some time there, having to go around again to approach the balance bar.
Right. It's so important to get some speed right after they come after the barrels and to coast up that bank so that they're nice and controlled and the tires spinning.
And he got the whistle, and he missed the exit gate and gets a flag. So after all that, he got a penalty. Very fortunate. Jack Stein was mentioning last time how easy they're doing this, but just take a look at the hole that's coming up here. That is a good 8 feet down from the bar, and he nearly went into it. He's got 40 to add here to 115.4, makes 155.4. He's not going through to the final. Phil Disney from Halifax is 13, winner of the 1984 IMSA 6-day trial, B class. In practice, he looked a little bit nervous in this course, though. Doesn't look nervous now, yeah?
No, he certainly doesn't. It's amazing how well these boys are doing. Just making everything.
Now he's taking a long run at this. Maybe we're going to see him tackle this in the correct line. No, we're not. Well, it costs him time. He's going to get up. He's going to be clear. Usually when I say that, he falls nicely through. He is clear on that section. The time to beat set by Rob Sartin in the left-hand corner. An incredible time, really.
As he comes in, of course, the bike leans to the right, and you'll set left-hand elbow. That's how it bends. Without it, you really can't get the lean on the motorcycle.
Again, they're all using the same technique, but they're trying to fly the log fan, and he's blown it beautifully. Excellent. In fact, he touched down 3 of those logs, and it didn't throw him offline, but he's got something on the gun barrel there. Must have been out through the exit, failing to get the correct exit line. Failing to get out of the gate there on the balance bar. So he's got 40 against him. He can still get in the frame. The second time to beat so far is 141.2. He could well do that.
But the approach, you can see at this angle. And right when he gets on it, it's so critical.
Well, that's very brave because he felt that in practice, and he's up in 102 with 40 grabs, 142. He's just out of second place. Welsh lad here from Wrexham, Mark Norman, who's 15. The last one to go in the senior section and needs to get a time of 141.2 to get into the final. We have Robert Sargent with 86.4, very fast indeed, way ahead of everybody else so far. 141.2 is set up by Duncan Baxter. Can Mark Norman beat that and go through to the final? Interestingly, the ground on that hillside really dried out, yet nothing attempting the shortest route, all taking the extra time to go the long way. And he's got a penalty there. I don't know what it was for, saw the flag rise, so definitely 20 against him, and that could well put him out. I suspect he probably missed the gate. And a nasty fall there. He's got 20 for this one, and he had 20 on the saplings as well for a foot down on missing gate. Mark Norman isn't going to be able to chance here. 6 to add already.
Yes, he did that very well. He came out of those barrels and got a lot of speed.
And he's off on that as well. So Mark Norman totally out of it, and the qualifiers therefore from Heat 2 to go through the final. Duncan Baxter, who was second, and Robert Sartin, who was magnificently first. Well, terrific competition there in senior division heat. Now we reverse the course, and the juniors, with the eldest being 12, tackle the course in the opposite direction. It has been modified slightly. Some of the more difficult sections have been simplified. The log band, well, we've altered that considerably. They now go through it as a route. But it's still a difficult course. The youngsters fairly nervous about it. Let's see how they get on. Here's a full list of the riders. First go then, David Ashmore from Matlock in Derbyshire, aged 11. Adam Norris will be next. Colt Heath in Bristol, he's 12. Carl Galenda from Bladen, up there in Tyne Weir, 12 years old. Carl Duffy from Haslingden, he's aged 11. Ian Pollard from Long Eaton in Knott, he's 11. And Tony Buckley from Clwyd, he's 12. 11-year-old David Ashmore then, to set the standard for this particular heat, comes from Matlock, Derbyshire, and he first qualified for Junior Kickstart when he was only 9. This is his third time.
The riding styles of these riders are actually quite good. They're really keeping their body nice and straight, getting the bike in. Very good. David got...
Whoa! I thought he was going to hold it for a second, but it's gone there.
Of course that happens, you know, when you're getting too much grip with the rear wheel and your front end just starts climbing. And the best way out of that is either let off the throttle or pull on the clutch. Yes, very good.
Now he's got to pull up rather suddenly to get onto the balance bar. I was just going to say he's had some pretty good tuition because his elder brother, Peter Ashmore, is a fair rider. In fact, he did the course for us.
When he's on top of those barrels right there, he'd turn on the throttle, and that's why he spun. He slipped to the side.
Which cost him 20 seconds, and he loses more there. It really is an awkward course. It requires absolute concentration and control the whole time.
But everything is so muddy, and the bike is always sliding one way or the other. The rear tire spinning. It's done very well, very well.
And now across the top of this back, this is not quite so fearsome a ride across as it appeared to those who had to ride in the opposite direction, the senior.
Oh, he did that very well.
He nearly lost his balance line, but he hung on to it.
Well, most riders are hitting it with really no speed, and he was, you know, very aggressive with it.
60 against him so far. 60 against him makes 181.3. It's not a bad time. Adam Norris here, runner-up to Stephen Colley in this competition last March. He's 12 years old now, started riding when he was 4.
Seems to be quite aggressive. Right, might watch the front wheel right before it hits the top beam. See, then I kept a nice one there. A lot of riders will see a little air there, and it'll make a wobble for him.
And also a very good view of the depth of the pit that he was riding over. 8 feet drop off that beam it was.
Oh, perfect control. Very good. Just steered right to it.
Got the whistle, and now I thought the figure was going to go up there, but the marshal looked carefully enough, and it didn't come up, so he's clear.
Yeah, let out the throttle, roll across those barrels, and just rolled right over it. This is where he really needs good blast acceleration. Very good, and kept right over the top of the bike.
For comparison, Stephen Colley's time in his heat, which he won in Heat 1, 79.2. So it gets some sort of guide here. Adam Norris certainly covering the ground quickly.
Well, that was done very well.
Right, as long as he keeps it together, folders so far, this will be an extremely good round.
Done very well.
This obstacle, of course, was used by the adults, the professionals, in Kickstart. It has been cut down slightly, I hasten to add, but the same problems. That's a great clear round. Terrific ride, 90.8, very good indeed. This is 12-year-old Carl Galenda from Bladen, up there in the northeast. Time, the best time, up there in the left-hand corner. That's just set by Adam Norris. Are looking for 2 finalists. Fastest 2 go through to the grand final.
Well, you can see his knees swelling in there, just for that little bit of bounce. Not to say that's the way to do it, but yeah, it does work.
Down there, unfortunately.
Yes, you could see that front wheel just climbing up, and he had several choices he could do. But I mean, of course, it's very hard to think at that point. But one, he could pull on the clutch and just drag the brake a little bit, or turn off the throttle, which he did, but then you end up there.
And Carl eventually was eliminated because of mechanical problems. Carl Duffy then is the next to go. He's age 11, comes from Haslingden near Rochdale. His family have a farm and he says that farming is his hobby.
Started very slow. Notice that bike can work underneath him. That's very good. He stayed nice straight ahead. Very
Well,
good.
he judged that well because I thought he hadn't taken a wide enough sweep, but he really did handle that nicely.
Right, we got way over the front end too, and that front end looked like it started to come up. He got right over the front, kept it down early.
The penalties there, the balance bar, but he's clear over the gun barrel. 20 against him.
It's very important that he keeps straight up and down in here. He looks in trouble already, but very good. Kept straight over the top of the bike. Very good.
All these areas, plus feet up. And he'll get his feet down there for the 20. So 40 against him so far.
Well, it's a mud here. You just, if you pay attention, the bike will just be sliding in which way.
An easy work of the Dragon's Teeth. 40 against Carl Duffy. And that was beautifully ridden. Comes to the last obstacle. And he's been into second place in this heat. 92.5 plus 40 make 132.5. Ian Pollard from Long Eaton in Nottinghamshire. He's age 11. Only been riding 2.5 years. It's a variety of sports, but I believe he's concentrating on his riding at the moment. Well, certainly at this very moment, otherwise he'd have fallen off the pole.
A very aggressive rider, isn't he? Very good. Just got to turn right in, but just a little too
Down
fast.
there, yes, not concentrating hard enough. Held his balance nicely there. Very slippery at the top of that little gun barrel.
It certainly is. And as you can see, and of course, the bike's going to have to lean over to the right. Keeps right on top of it. And really, his whole upper body has just been perfectly straight.
For the speed he's going, he looks as though he's going to be in contention. And should he fail by a single or two to get into the final, be kicking himself for that rather careless mistake on the balance bar. 20 against him so far.
But the approach speed, right, is so important. And it's done very well. A lot of control, lean the bike back and forth.
And this is a terrific time. He's very fast over the ground. He's got to add 20 to that, but look almost certain going to second place now. And only just held it on the lag. 89.1 fastest over the ground in this heat, plus 20. It's 109.1. Tony Buckley from Botley and Clwyd. He's 12 years old and he's on the line. The time to beat the one set by Ian Pollard, 109.1. If he can beat that, he'll go through to the final. The Britain promoter starting him off there. Last go in Heat 2. Time to get ahead of 109.1 if he wants to advance to the final. You can see the drop there if he misses it, but he doesn't. Put down just before he left the section. Careless.
Yes, there's really no reason for that. He was on top.
Now he can put his feet down here whilst he's steadying himself, but no, not there.
Right, he should have backed around and tried again.
He's got 40 against him so far, and that's going to put him out. Too much course to complete, I think, for him to get into the frame. This shows what careless mistake can do for you. But another foot there, but he's beginning to lose confidence, I think.
Right, when you went around that corner, you notice he actually leaned the same direction as the bike had to, and that's why he had to be on that right foot.
And with no chance at all, 60 to add to this, he can't qualify, young Tony, and losing time all the time. And that means that from the junior division, Adam Morris and Ian Pollard go through to the final. Well, still two more finalists to get, both from the junior division and the senior division. We'll be finding those in Heat 3. Be sure you don't miss it. See you then.